There's no place I'd rather be.
I know, welcome back to Matchday Live. It's me, Dan, back again. And this Wednesday, Manchester United have to face Watford. And the team I've gone for is basically the same team that beat Arsenal yesterday. But I've gone for Joe Riley or... Well, I've only gone for Joe Riley just because that Fosu Mensah isn't actually in the game yet. So I've gone for Joe Riley, but if Rojo's fit for Watford, for the Watford game, I'd rather put Rojo there at left back instead of Joe Riley or the Fosu Mensah guy. Then I've gone with Blind and Carrick again, just because if Smalling isn't fit and can't play, I think those two did pretty well against Arsenal, so I'll stay with them two again. And then obviously Varela, because he basically earned his position in the first team for the couple of matches, so I think he deserves his place. Obviously De Gea in net. Herrera with Schneidlin, because he did pretty well against Arsenal as well. And then Mata, then Depay, then young Rashford and Lingard as well. If Marshall is fit, I'd rather have Rashford there instead of Marshall, just because Rashford has been scoring goals, and I'd rather keep Memphis instead of Marshall, just because Memphis is... Well, he's been playing well. So let's get straight into it. So we got Watford this Wednesday. I think it's a 8 o'clock kickoff. So should be quite an interesting game at Old Trafford, as it was a quite interesting game at Vicarage Road where we won 2-1 anyway. But before that, we faced Arsenal yesterday, and well, what can you say? What a game! Pretty much. It was a really good game, both end-to-end stuff. Man United opened the scoring with Rashford. We got a bit of luck through the cross from Varela. Varela crossed it in, and Arsenal didn't clear it, and obviously Rashford was there, blasted it in. Cech couldn't save it. He did get a hand to it, but he couldn't save it. And we won. So that was 1-0, and then a couple of minutes later we made it 2-0 with a good cross from Lingard. Varela basically headed it back towards Lingard. Lingard crossed it in. Very good ball. Pretty easy, and I should have scored. And yeah, Rashford again was there. Good header. Cech couldn't save it. Poor defending by Arsenal. 2-0. Just before half time, Arsenal did make it 2-1 it was Danny Welbeck, but it was poor defending from Man United. Schneidlin and Rojo didn't track. They must have lost their markers, and they didn't track Welbeck, and then Welbeck was there. Easy tap in for him, or easy header for him. Yes, 1-0 Memphis, there we go. Easy tap in for him, and it was 2-1. Half time, I was a bit worried because it was 2-1. It could have been. I was thinking, oh dear, Arsenal can come back here strong, but they actually didn't, which was quite surprising. They started the second half strong, but they didn't really test us. I can't remember De Gea making a good save, really, and then. Luckily enough, we got a good breakaway with Mata, and then Rashford crossed it, held up the ball pretty well. Obviously Mata put Rashford through. Rashford held it up, turned back, and then passed it to the edge of the box where Herrera smashed it in. Got a bit of luck basically. It reminded me of that blink goal against Liverpool the other time where we scored that free kick. It reminded me of that, but it's basically a good side foot into the net. We got a bit of luck, huge deflection off Koscielny. I think it would have gone in personally anyway, but it's quite a good goal. 3-1, and then yet again we just lost it. For some reason, we just lost a bit of lack of concentration. We didn't hold the ball as well. we didn't hold the ball. We just kept like clearing it and long hauling it to Rashford at the minute, and he was just like, he was struggling, and he did come off in the end for Januzaj, but it was also good to see Januzaj back on that bench. So we got another player back, but pretty much after that, good crossing from Sanchez, I believe, and yeah, they basically got in a goal. Danny Welbeck crossed it in. Danny Welbeck headed it to David De Gea. David De Gea has made a fantastic save, but unfortunately it went straight to Mesut Ozil, and yeah, 3-2. And then it was just a bit of worrying defending from Man United, and we basically just said, you know, come at us. If you want this win, you've got to come at us, and they did, but it wasn't like proper like an Arsenal way. It was like proper like really poor Arsenal. And I agree with some of their fans that, you know, Man United was here for the taking. Do you know what I mean? We was there for the taking. You know, we didn't have like a good team out. Well, okay, we had Rojo, Carrick, Blint, De Gea, Memphis, Mata. We did have quite a good team actually, to be honest. But by the end of it, it was like most of our squad was half of the under-21 side. So, and the kids did very well, especially Rashford, and like I said, Varela did pretty well. Fosu Mensah did pretty well when he came on for Rojo, which unfortunately got injured. But I've heard that it's that's a goal. How's that not a goal? I've heard that Rojo's injury is not as bad, so that's why I've said if Rojo is fit, then we should be able to, win and beat Watford. But yeah, so Watford themselves just come from a win, I believe, against who did they win? I can't. I seriously cannot remember. Let's do this quickly. Let's go with Memphis because he's a good free kick taker on FIFA. Oh, that's a goal. Oh my god, how the hell did he save that? Yeah, so we got Watford on Wednesday. It's quite another good home match. I still think this is another test for Manchester United now, because we've beaten Arsenal. We've had a good week last week. We need to carry on this winning form, otherwise we could see like losing to a regular team again, and that's where we need to sort it out. It's where we're losing to teams that we should easily be beating. You know, alright, Watford are themselves had like they are a good side. They are in the top 10 at the moment, but I can't see them finishing in the top 10. Do you know what I mean? So oh, thank God for that. I was a bit worried there. Yeah, so Watford, they came from a win this weekend as well, so they'll be confident. But like I said, if Lou Van Gaal plays the same team, but with either with Fosu Mensah or Riley, I think he might play Riley just because. Well, then again, Fosu Mensah did pretty well when he came on for Rojo, but I think he might play Riley just for this match, just because he's played in a Premier League. Well, he's played in a. Yeah, well, he hasn't actually. Yeah, he's played like half of the Premier League, but like I said, Watford are a dangerous side, and we just need to make sure that we carry on with this winning streak. Hopefully Memphis carries on his confidence as well, because he's been in the last 2 games he's done pretty well, I think. Alright, he didn't get a goal, but he played pretty well. So did Lingard. I would have thought Lingard would have come off, but he actually didn't. So it was good for him for fitness wise. Even though he was struggling by the end, I have to admit that he was struggling. But Memphis Depay, he can hold the ball up. The way David De Gea kicked it to him, he held the ball up so well, and literally as well from Mata. He's like David De Gea, just kept passing it to it, like proper goal kick, just dropped it right in front of them. It's like, how's that possible? It's like, You can't. Most goalies in the Premier League can't even do that. But somehow De Gea can. And I should have passed it to Rashford there.
The break is definitely on.
Come on, Rashford, get a goal. Maybe not. Yeah, so if Rashford is fit for this Saturday, he did come off with a bit of a. Well, he didn't look. He did. I think he looked like he picked up a knock, but I think he'll be all right. I think Lou Van Gaal did say there's nothing wrong with him. He just brought him off just because he was. Well, he did play like Thursday and then he played Sunday, so he's probably knackered. So he was probably knackered by the end of the day. But like I said, if Marshall is fit, I'll actually play Rashford instead of Marshall, just because Rashford is like he's got that striker, he's got that poacher type of striker, and that's what we need in our Man United at the moment. Would you play Memphis over Marshall? I think I would, just because Marshall hasn't like I said, they haven't actually played. He hasn't played for a couple games, and alright, he might be on the subs bench, but I still think Memphis should start instead of Marshall, and then maybe take off. Well, even so, maybe take off Lingard, but even so, Lingard's been playing very well. So he has got a selection problem if other players are fit, but like I said, if Smalling is fit as well, I'll replace him instead of Carrick, and then have Carrick on the midfield maybe, or on the bench. But Carrick at centre back, he's done pretty well. So anyway, so there's 1-0. We've won 1-0. Pretty deserved actually. Had most of the shots and all that, but I think score prediction. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Man United. I think the confidence is with us again, but we just need the team to perform again, really, and that's pretty much that. So I'm going to end it here, guys. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your score predictions below. So right, I'm going. Bye.